Hello everyone, good morning and you're welcome back to the channel. This is Be Real with a Livingstone Immunity. If you're joining us from YouTube, I want to say a very big thank you to you. If you join us from Spotify, we just want to say thank you also. We're so excited that you guys decided to stop by with us today. So for the next couple of weeks, we'll be discussing about addiction. So I realized that addiction is something most young adults, teenagers struggle with in today's society, and something has to be done. There are situations whereby parents can no longer control their kids from these addictions, and then even the adults want to stop these addictions, but they don't know how to stop these addictions. So today we'll be talking about these addictions, the characteristics of this addiction, and how to stop this addiction and the substitute to this addiction. So I'll fasten your seatbelt and let's get on this ride. So addiction, what is addiction actually? What does it mean when we hear that someone is addicted to something? What does it mean? So addiction is an intense use of something or an activity despite his harmful nature or negative characteristics. So in plain language, addiction is something is wrong, something is harmful, and it has a negative effect, but there is this intense urge to use it, and sometimes you may not know of the negative side of it, but because of the reward and the satisfaction you get from this thing, you keep doing it and neglecting the harmful nature of it. So there's this urge, just constant urge to do something, constant urge for an activity. And the popular addiction that people are aware of is the drugs addiction, the alcohol addiction, and the porn addiction. So these are the major ones into the society. These are the major ones that parents are concerned about, our teenagers are concerned about, young adults are concerned about. Now, what are the characteristics of this addiction? What are the the negative characteristics of this addiction? Now remember, addiction can be anything that you have intense use, or an activity. Now the inability to stop is one of the characteristics of an addiction. So when you find yourself doing something and you cannot stop doing that thing, then you are addicted to that. So when you find yourself always taking drugs and you want to stop but you cannot stop yourself from taking drugs, then you actually are addicted to drugs. When you find yourself always taking alcohol every day, like you feel that you cannot function properly without taking alcohol, you feel you cannot do any work without taking alcohol, that is one of the characteristics. Then you should know that you either are progressing towards addiction or you're already addicted to that thing. Number two is denial. When your friends, your family, they tell you, young man, young lady, you're moving towards getting addicted to this, and you tell yourself, no, I am not, then there are traces, some elements of truth in that. So when you keep denying that you're not addicted to something, then maybe you are. Maybe you are, because if you are not addicted to something and people tell you that, oh, your friends, your family tell you, oh, you may be addicted to something and you're willing to stop, then you're not addicted to that. So when you keep taking alcohol and then people saying, or you are telling yourself, I need to stop taking this alcohol, and then you're like, okay, you kind of go on a routine now. Instead of taking 5 shots of tequila every day, I'm gonna take just 1 shot of tequila. If you can do that, then you're not addicted. But when you tell yourself, no, 5 shots is enough, doesn't matter, then there is a possibility of you being addicted to that. Now, number three is losing interest in other things. So because of the addiction on a particular activity or particular thing, you lose interest in other things and other people. When you see yourself doing that, then there is a possibility of you being addicted to that activity or to that thing. The next is the negative consequences. There are so many negative consequences. For example, for those who drink and then they decide to go behind the wheel, there is a possibility of them going into a crash. That is a negative consequence, and this may be because you're addicted to that. Number two may be your grades or your work performance begin to reduce. These are just some of the characters when you see yourself having negative consequences in your life because of a particular thing that you cannot stop. That is a characteristic of addiction. And finally, we have depression. One of the characteristics of addiction is depression. You feel that using this particular drug or alcohol can help you be happy again, can give you satisfaction, but not knowing that these things cannot, because when the drug wear off, when the alcohol wear off, you're back to stage one, you're back to that stage of depression. So if these things cannot completely cure the depression, then you're just wasting time. So I ask people who are actually addicted to alcohol, like, why do you take alcohol? They told me that because of the satisfaction they get, the happiness they get. And I'm like, if you take the alcohol at that point in time, you may have that satisfaction, you may have that happiness, but what happens if the alcohol weight of the drug weight of you back to that point of depression, that point of sadness? So what is the whole essence of all of this? Now, being addicted to something doesn't start in a day. It's a series of continuous habits, like a compound effect, right? It's a compound effect. It's little before it get to this stage that you can no longer have control over, and you have the inability to stop doing it. Now, there are four stages of developing a habit, or developing a habit that turns into an addiction. Number one is a clue. Now, the clue is like noticing a reward. Say for example, you want to go take drugs. Like, you wake up in the morning and you feel that, oh, if I take drugs today, if I take alcohol today, if I watch porn today, the reward may be me feeling alright, me feeling good. You notice a reward. That is a clue. So it's always noticing a reward. So it can be this idea in your head, like, this is what I'm gonna get when I do this thing. So that is a clue. Noticing the reward is the clue. So you go, when you notice the reward, then you're like, oh, I want to do this. So after noticing the reward, after getting the clue, the next stage is craving. And craving is wanting this reward. Craving is like, oh, I want this thing. No matter what you say, no, I want this thing. It's like a child craving for ice cream. No matter what someone tells you, you're bent on getting that thing. You want it. There's nothing you can do. You can't take your mind off it. You're thinking about it. You're craving for these things. You're wanting a reward on that thing. That is why you do that. The third stage is the response, and the response is you obtaining that thing. So it starts with a clue. You notice the reward. You want to get the reward, which is the craving. You want to get the reward, and wanting to get the reward, then you do something, which is your response, and your response is obtaining that thing. So you feel, if I do drugs, I'm gonna be happy. If I take alcohol, I'm gonna be sane. If I watch porn, I'm gonna satisfy my urge. So you actually do that, which is your response. And finally, the last stage is the reward, your satisfaction. After you get what you want, after you've obtained that stuff, you get the satisfaction. But the thing is that the satisfaction does not last for a long time. The satisfaction is just for a few hours, for a few moments, and then the satisfaction will wear off. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the problem. But today we're not going to be talking about the drug addiction or the alcohol addiction or the pornography addiction. Now, that's what we're going to talk in a couple of weeks. Today, we're going to be talking about something everyone is guilty of. Well, most people are, not everyone. Most people are guilty of, and that is the social media addiction. Yes, social media addiction, the tweeting, the likes, the comments, the dancing on TikTok. Everybody wants to be a social media influencer. Everyone wants to be followed. Everybody wants the following, the likes, the love, the thumbs up, the comments, the retweets. And because of these, we are constantly on these apps, not knowing that we're slowly getting addicted to this. And I've been guilty. There are points in my life where I was addicted to social media. There are stages in my life where I couldn't do anything without Facebook. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I want to check is my WhatsApp. Did I get any message from WhatsApp? When I wake up in the morning, I want to check, oh, did anyone make comments on the picture I uploaded on Instagram the previous night? I have been there. I have been there. And what people don't know is that the constant use of these social media platforms and your inability to take a pause from these platforms is causing you to be addicted to this platform. But if that is your source of income, that is what you do, say you're a full-time YouTuber, you're a full-time Instagram influencer, you're a full-time TikToker, that is your source of income, so you should do that. However, even if that is your source of income, there are points in your life where you should take a break. Someone who works 9 to 5, when he goes to work 9 to 5, there are times he starts work, which is 9 a.m., and time he stops work, which is 5 p.m. Outside of the work hours, he does not continue working. So even if you're a full-time social media influencer, there are times you should take a break from this. But some people cannot. You see people who are on this social media platform 24/7 constantly, and the crazy part is that most of these people who are doing this don't even make a dime from it. They're just wasting time on this platform. Now, what are the side effects of being addicted to social media? Number one is the anxiety or depression, because you see other people doing something and you're not doing that thing. You get depressed. You see someone having 1,000,000 followers and then you just have 10,000 followers. You're depressed. You see someone upload on social media that they just got a new car, they just got married, they just bought a new house, and you're like, I'm 30 years old and haven't gotten any of this. Then you feel depressed. Now, most times this social media is actually the cause of depression in young people and teenagers, because the social media world has become a competition, a show-off platform where people just go out there and show off. This is what I have, this is what I have achieved, and other people who do not have, who are not happy with what they have, are not seeing this as competition, and they feel depressed because their neighbors are having something and they are not having it. That's is the problem. And this is what I tell people: don't always believe whatever you see on social media. Do not always believe what you see on social media. Some people are living the fake life and you're killing yourself over someone's fake life. Why not look at yourself? Remember, you are not in life to be better than the next person. You are in life to be better than who you were the previous day. Know this and know the truth. The second effect is the increased isolation. So you see someone and you say, oh, I'm an introvert, I'm a homebody person. No, you are not an introvert. You are not a homebody person. You stay at home because you're spending these hours on social media, and then you do not want to go out because you think it's more fun to be on the internet than going out and have fun. That is the and this problem, most people don't realize it. They don't realize it. Number 3 is the decreased physical activities. Back in the days, we always tell our kids to go out and play, go out and play, go out and play. Because they want it. Because you believe that this activity is going to help them improve and help them be better. So you go out with your kids, you guys go to the field, you guys go on picnic, and then you're playing with your kids and it's fun. And then sometimes the kids will come to you and say, hey daddy, let's go out and play. You're happy because you know this guy wants to go out. But now we are begging these kids to go out. We are on our knees begging them, please go outside. But they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't. It's hard. You know, there are some attributes you can develop when you actually go outside. Your networking skills is improved when you go outside. Your communication skills is improved when you go outside. Your ability to react with people, to talk to people, to make friends is increased when you go outside. However, when you do these things on social media, you're not, yes, you're chatting with this person, you feel you're communicating with this person, but when you see the person physically, the same energy you have in the chat, is it the same energy you talk to this person physically? Think about it. Number four effect is a low self-esteem. So because of this competition on social media, most people have this low self-esteem. They feel they're not good enough because they don't have a million followers. They feel they're not worthy to be followed, and these are the reasons why some people just commit suicide. You ask, what happened? Well, he lost 10,000 followers on Instagram, and then he felt sad and then killed himself. Why? Just because you lost some followers. And lastly is the poor work and school performance. So you see students who were doing so well academically before, and then they got addicted to social media. Their work performance is reduced, their school performance is reduced. Why? Because they spend the entire night charting. They spend the entire night on YouTube. They spend the entire night on social media. And then when they get up the next morning, they are not like motivated to go to work. Their performance begins to go down, and some of them gets fired from their place of work. We know the problem. We've seen the problem. We've seen the effect of this problem. Now the next step is, how do we stop it? How do we stop it? How do we stop this addiction? I'm not saying social media is bad. Social media is wonderful. I've met great people on social media, but the problem is, do you spend all your time on this platform? Do you spend all your time on this platform? And when you spend all your time on this platform, then you gotta stop. You have to stop. Number one way of stopping yourself from being addicted to social media is turn off your phone. Turn off your phone during work hours. Turn off your phone during school hours. Turn off your phone when you're having meals. Turn off your phone when you're doing a recreation activity. I see people go out to have a meal together and you're still pressing your phone. We're supposed to be having dinner and everyone on the dinner table is pressing your phone. We've left the era where when we're having a meal, everyone is eating and communicating face to face. Oh, this food is really delicious, thank you, what is your recipe? And then you want to communicate when you're eating. But now people on their phones, they're pressing their phones and they're eating. It is wrong. You on a date with someone, you're supposed to be getting to know this person better, but the person you're talking to is on the phone. You're chatting, you're tweeting, oh, come on. It is completely wrong. You know this, it's completely wrong. So how do you stop? Number two, turn off the notification. Turn it off. At some point, you say from when I'm sleeping, say 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night to 7 a.m., you want to turn off your notification. In this period, you do not want disturbance, you don't want anyone to disturb you, or when you're working, you turn off your notification so you don't get disturbance. When you don't get notification on your smartphone, you may not get the urge to check. So turn off your notification. And also, set set aside a time dedicated for social media. You can say you want to spend 3 hours or 4 hours every day on social media. So you set aside a time. It can be an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, an hour at night, or 3 hours or 4 hours every day, and you dedicate this specific time for social media. So you want to upload something, you use this period to upload whatever you want to upload social media. You want to make comments, you want to reply your fans, whatever you want to do, you set aside time for this. And also, number 4, if you're someone who cannot do without these app, just delete the apps. I've deleted my apps several times. Oh yes, yes, yes. I have deactivated apps certain times. I've deleted apps certain times. There's a particular period in my life I locked my phone 24 hours in my wardrobe. For 24 hours, I turned my phone off and I kept it in the wardrobe and I left. For 24 hours, I wanted to see if I could do away with my smartphone, and I did that. There are apps I no longer have on my phone because they are distraction, and I deleted it. And for the past 3 weeks, I have been away from social media. For the past 3 weeks, I have not liked anyone's comment. I've not gone on any social media platform to do anything. For 3 weeks, I have been away from social media, and I'm still alive. I am still alive. And some of you will say, oh, that's not me. I cannot do that. My life is on social media. What is a life without social media? And I'm going to tell you how to live without social media. Now, most times on social media, you're pouring out your thoughts, especially those people who tweet you. You're pouring out your thoughts on social media, just whatever comes to your mind, you just put it on social media. How about you get a notepad, and those thoughts, you're writing it down? You're writing it down. All the thoughts you want to put on social media, put it on a notepad. Remember, most people on social media don't even care what you think. They don't care of what you say. They're just looking for ways to have an argument with you, to tell you that you were wrong. Get a notepad and write your thought on this notepad. Number 2, visit friends. Instead of chatting with them and say, hey girl, how you doing? How's everything? How about you call them on the phone and say, are you free Saturday afternoon? I want to come to your house and let's hang out, let's talk. So visit these people and talk to them physically. That's something you can do. You don't need social media to do that. You can go to this person's house or go out and do something. Number 3, get a new hobby. Get a new hobby. Develop yourself. Whatever you want to do, you want to learn a new craft, you want to learn a new skill, whatever you want to do, get a new hobby and go do that thing. And the next is to get busy. Get busy. The reason why you're always on social media is because you got nothing doing, and that is the truth. When you have a task to do, you're not going to spend all your day on social media. You're going to do something. So go out and get busy. Go out and keep busy. And finally, go to the park. Go to the park. Read a book. Get a newspaper. Read a newspaper. Read a magazine. All the things like you. Some people like, if I don't go on social media, I won't be updated. Yes, you can be updated. You can be updated. Read the news. Listen to CNN. Listen to BBC. Listen to Al Jazeera. There are news network out there you can listen to, and then you stay updated what's happening in the Wall Street, in the music industry. You can get updated with all of this. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how to live without social media. And also, the ways to stop this addiction is to realize that you're addicted. So you need to know that you're addicted. You need to tell yourself, if you're addicted, like, I'm addicted to this and I need to stop. You need to admit that you are addicted to it. If there is no admission, if there is constant denial, you're going to be unable to stop doing this. So you need to admit that yes, I am addicted to this thing and I need to change. So when you admit that you're addicted to this, you need to put in the efforts to change. You need to put in the efforts to change. You have to consciously want to stop this thing. Now, I am not saying social media is bad, as I said earlier, and I'm not saying stop social media completely. I am saying reduce the time you spend on social media and channel those hours on other activities to improve your life and make yourself better. Remember, you don't have to compete with anyone on social media. You just need to be better for yourself. Thank you very much for stopping by, and if you have thoughts, please, I would love you to comment. And if you believe that you have a friend or a family member who may be addicted to social media, do like to share this video or podcast with them so their life too can be changed. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next week. Take care of yourself and have a lovely weekend. Bye bye.